Welcome back to Ancient Word Narratives. Today we are diving into the lives of women whose faith, courage, and wisdom changed the world. The Bible is filled with their stories, and they deserve our attention. First, let's talk about Deborah, the judge and prophetess. In a time when Israel had no king, Deborah ruled as a judge, settling disputes under a palm tree. But her greatest moment came when she called the military commander Barak to lead Israel against their enemies. When Barak hesitated, Deborah agreed to go with him into battle. Her leadership and faith inspired an entire nation to victory. Next is Ruth, whose name means compassion. Ruth was a foreigner, a Moabite woman who could have been rejected by her Israeli community. Instead, her loyalty to her mother-in-law Naomi and her hard work in the fields earned her respect. She married Boaz and became part of the lineage of King David. Her story teaches us that love and faithfulness transcend cultural boundaries. Then there is Esther, who became Queen of Persia. When her people, the Jews, faced extinction, Esther risked everything by approaching the king uninvited, an act that could have meant death. Her courage and quick thinking saved her entire nation from destruction. She reminds us that sometimes we are placed in positions of power for a specific purpose. Consider also Hannah, whose prayer for a child demonstrates the power of persistent faith. She promised to dedicate her son to God's service, and that son became Samuel, one of the greatest prophets in Israel. Her prayers changed history. And we cannot forget Mary, the mother of Jesus. She was a young woman who said yes to an impossible calling. Her faith, her strength, and her willingness to trust God shaped Christianity itself. The women of the Bible were not passive characters. They were leaders, prophets, strategists, and mothers of nations. They had agency, they had voice, and they had purpose. In studying their stories, we discover that faith has always been a partnership between God and all His people, regardless of gender. These narratives remind us that strength comes in many forms and that God uses willing hearts to accomplish His plans. Thank you for joining us on this journey through ancient history and faith. Subscribe to Ancient Word Narratives for more stories that matter.